A very good morning, my dear students. Today I will be teaching class 12 arts subjects educations. Today I will be teaching class 12 arts educations prescribed by the Nagaland Board of School Educations. So today I will be taking the first unit, that is educational psychology. So class, before we start our chapter, I would like to request each and every one of you to please take out your textbook, your notebook, if you have, so that we can go together and to make this teaching learning process and our class more effective and meaningful. So before that, let me read out some of the objectives which we need to achieve while studying this chapter, that is educational psychology. First objectives. After studying this chapter, the students will be able to understand the concept of education. Second point, students will be able to understand the nature and meaning of education. Third point, students, that is you, will be able to know the various branches of psychology. Fourth point, understand the ability of psychology in education. Fifth point, know the relationship with other disciplines and professions. The last point, that is the differential between psychology and education. We are going to learn about what is education psychology, but before that, let us first forget about psychology. Let us first focus on what is education. Okay, if I ask you what is education, I'm sure you will have different ideas about the meaning of education. I'm sure you will give different meaning of education based on your understanding or based on your previous knowledge that you have learned in your previous class, that is in your class 11th. So, human life has two aspects, that is biological and sociological aspect. Okay, the biological aspect of human life is maintained and transmitted by nutrition and reproductions. Biological means heredity, whereas sociological aspect, that is environment aspect. This environment aspect is maintained and transmitted by education. So what is education? Education is the process of facilitating learning or acquisitions of new knowledge, values, skills, habits, and belief. So education, the word education itself has a very wide meaning. But education is divided into two concepts, that is narrow concept and the broader concept, or the broader sense or the narrow sense. So in narrow sense, education refers to the kind of the formal kind of education where everything is pre-planned, like schools, colleges, or any other educational institutions. And the broader concept of education, it refers to the three types of education, that is both all three process of education, that is formal, non-formal, as well as informal, which includes lifelong process, lifelong learning throughout our life. For example, we learn from infancy to till old age, or in simple words, educations that we learn from womb to tomb. Okay, so now we have learned about the concept and the two sense of education, that is narrow sense and the broader sense of education. It is the Education Commission of 1964 to 1966 has rightly pointed out that the destiny of India is now being shaped in her classroom, which means the destiny, the future of the Indian society or the individual is being shaped and molded in her classroom. Okay, now we will look to some of the definitions. Definitions of education. According to Mahatma Gandhi remarked, by education I mean all round throwing out of the best in the child and man, body, mind and spirit, which means education helps an individual in the all-round development and an harmonious development. According to his definitions, he includes three aspects of human life, that is body, mind and spirit. Body means the physical body, mind means the brain, and the spirit means the non-material aspect of life. Okay, according to Sri Aurobindo Ghosh, he also gives similar definitions like Mahatma Gandhi, that is building, education means building of human mind and spirit. Okay, now we will look into some of the aims of education. What are the aims of education? The aims of education is to throw out the best in the child and adult with the aims of producing well-balanced personalities, which includes culturally refined, emotionally stable, ethically sound, mentally alert, morally upright, physically strong, socially efficient, spiritually upright, vocational self-sufficient, and internationally liberal. Okay, culturally refined, which means education helps an individual to understand the cultural practices, the different cultural practices, and also help an individual to know what kind of cultural practice is good and harmful for the society. For example, in India, there were many cultural practices like sati, untouchability, early marriage, and casteism, but all those were removed or abolished with the coming of modern education. And emotionally stable. Emotionally stable means education helps an individual to withstand all difficult situations. Ethically sound means to have a good moral conduct. Mentally alert means to help an awareness about the surrounding that happening around us. And then physically strong means to have a good physical health. We all know that it is very important to have a good physical health. And then socially efficient, which means education helps an individual to become socially efficient. It helps an individual to contribute something to the society. Spiritual upright is it's kind of related to religions. To have a good religious thought, as well as the vocational self-sufficient, which means help an individual to earn his own livelihood without depending on others. Okay, these are some of the aims of education. So now we have. So now I hope all of you have understood the concept, the definitions, and what are the aims of education. Now we'll look into the word psychology. What is psychology? Now you have already learned what is education, concept, definitions, and aim. Now we'll look into the word psychology. Okay, so class, what is psychology? The word psychology derived from two Greek words, that is psyche and logos. From two Greek words, that is psyche means soul, and logos means study. So the literal meaning of psychology means study of soul. The definition given by the ancient philosophers, that is psychology is the study of soul. This definition was, of course, it was useful during ancient times, but this definition was rejected by some of the ancient philosophers because it fails to give certain clear answers to the questions like what is soul and how to study the soul. So the ancient philosophers, they came up with another definition, that is psychology is the study of mind. Okay, after that, some of the philosophers, they came up with the definition as psychology is the study of mind. But this was also rejected because it faced the same questions, that is what is mind and how to study it. After that, William Wundt came up with another definition, that is psychology as the study of consciousness. But this definition, but this definition also faced certain rejections on certain grounds because apart from consciousness, human beings have subconsciousness and unconsciousness state of mind. So this definition was also rejected. After that, however, in the later years, in 1913, John B. Watson came up with one definition, that is psychology as the study of human behavior. And till now, we are considering psychology as the study of human behavior. Okay, now let us look into some of the definitions of psychology. According to Crow and Crow, psychology is the study of human behavior and human relationship. According to Crow, psychology is the study of human behavior and human relationship. And another definition given by M.L. Mann, that is, psychology today concerns itself with scientific investigations of behavior. Okay, so psychology, the literal meaning of psychology according to modern psychologists is the study of human behavior, or the study of, or the scientific study of human behavior. So we need to understand, we have already understood what is psychology, what is psycho, and now we need to understand what is behavior. So what is behavior? Okay, the term behavior has a very wide meaning. Very wide meaning. First point, any manifestations of life is activity, and behavior is the collective name of this activity. Okay, behavior means the collective name of these activities, that is the cognitive, affective, and cognitive activities. Behavior includes three activities, that is cognitive activities. Cognitive activities means the physical activities such as walking, swimming, dancing, etc. And the cognitive activities refers to the mental activities, that is cognitive activities means the mental activities, for example, thinking, reasoning, imagining, etc. And the third, affective activities means the emotional that we have, the emotional activities that we have. It includes affective activities such as feeling sad, happy, angry, etc. So behavior includes these three activities, that is the cognitive activities, that is physical activities. Cognitive activities means the mental activities, and the affective activities, which means the emotional activities. Okay, the second point, behavior concerned with all the segments of human mind, that is the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. Therefore, it covers not only the overt behavior but also the covert behavior or the inner experience. I've already talked about this, the state of mind, that humans have three states of mind, that is the conscious, subconscious, and unconscious. So it covers not only the overt behavior. Overt behavior means which we can observe. For example, like gestures, facial expressions, reactions, and then the covert behavior, which means the behavior which cannot be observed, or the inner experience. Okay, the third point. In psychology, we study the behavior of all living organisms. Therefore, it includes the behavior of human beings as well as of animals, normal as well as abnormal, and children as well as adults. So, it includes all the behaviors of all the living organisms. But, and again, the psychology, the word psychology is considered as a developing positive science. Because the word psychology or the psychology is scientific in nature, and it is accurate, definite, and reliable. I hope you have understood the meaning and the definitions of psychology, as well as what is behavior, and then why psychology is considered as a developing positive science. Now let us look into some of the branches of psychology. Branches of psychology. Okay, the first one is general psychology. General psychology. General psychology, it is a vast field of psychology that deals with fundamental rules, basic principles, problems, method, and theories of psychology in context to the study of behavior of normal adult human beings. Okay, the second branch that is cognitive psychology. Cognitive psychology, you already know what is cognitive. Cognitive refers to our brain, our mind, our mental process. Okay, cognitive psychology, it investigates mental processes and products of the growth and development of cognitive abilities and capacities of human beings. So, the cognitive development, it deals with the growth and development of cognitive abilities and capacities of human beings. Okay, the third one, biological psychology. What is biology or biological? But I've already explained biology means the physical, it refers to physical or the genes. It focuses on the relationship between human and the physical system, including the brain, the rest of the nervous system, the immune system, and the genetics. Which means the biological psychology concerns with how the brain and the rest of the nervous systems influence a person's cognitions and behavior. Okay, the fourth point, that is neuropsychology. Neuropsychology. The fourth point, neuropsychology, is concerned with how the brain. Okay, the neuropsychology researchers are studying the role of neurotransmitter or chemical substances which are responsible for neural communications at different areas of the brain. Okay, the 5 point that is developmental psychology. In developmental psychology, it studies the physical, social, and psychological changes that occurs at different ages and stages of human life. Okay, the 5th point, that is child psychology. What is child psychology? Child psychology, it focuses on the mind and behaviors of children until they attain adolescence. The 6th point, that is child psychology. The 7th point, that is adolescent psychology. Adolescent psychology, it tries to understand the process of growth and development during the adolescence. The 8th point, that is social psychology. The 8th point, social psychology. Okay, social psychologists are interested in such topics such as attitudes, conformity and obedience to authority, interpersonal attractions, helpful behavior, prejudice, aggression, social motivations, intergroup relations, and so on. So, the social psychology is a scientific study of how our thoughts, our feelings, our behavior are influenced by others. The 9th point, that is cross-cultural or cultural psychology. Cross-cultural or cultural psychology. It examines the role of culture in understanding human behavior, thoughts, and emotions. It assumes that human behavior is not only a reflection of human biological potentials, but also a product of culture, as culture influences human behavior in many ways, such as belief, language, values, etc., and in varying degrees. Okay, the 10th point, health psychology, it focuses on the role of psychological factors such as stress and anxiety. Areas of interest for health, psychologists are stressed and coping the relationship between psychological and factors of health. Okay, the 11th point, that is physiological psychology. Physiological psychology is a branch of psychology describes the biological and physiological basis of behavior. It includes brain, the nervous system, the endocrine glands, and other in relations to the cognitive and affective behaviors of human beings. Point number 12, we have clinical and counseling psychology. Okay, the 12th point is clinical and counseling psychology. Okay, what is clinical and counseling psychology? The branches that deals with cases and treatment and preventions, different types of psychological disorders such as anxiety, depressions, eating disorder, and chronic substance abuse. Okay, now the 13th point is industrial or organizational psychology is the branch of psychology which deals with workplace behavior. It aims at bringing improvement in the working output of human responses for rising quality in production. Okay, 14th point, we have educational psychology. Educational psychology. Educational psychology is one of the branches of many branches of psychology. It aims in bringing the psychological principles in the field of education. It also aims to improve the process, problems, and product of education. Now the last point is point 15, sports psychology. Okay, sports psychology is a branch of psychology which applies psychological principles to improve sports performance by enhancing their motivations. So these are the 15 branches of psychology. So these are the different branches of psychology which help an individual in different ways in the process of development. So I hope all you have understood the concept of education. What is education? Their aims, the definitions, and the meaning of psychology, the definitions of psychology, and the meaning of behavior, and why psychology is considered as a developing positive science, as well as the branches of psychology. So for today we'll sum up our class here, and I hope all of you have understood something from today's class, and I want all of you to go through your textbook.